sleep is for the weak and the mentally sane. Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another very, very, very long day / night where I have gotten zero sleep, and it is not because I am strong. I am very weak, actually, but because I am very mentally well. Not mentally well. I'm very not mentally well. I am that thing. So, as you know, I have the occasional insomnia and the mania and the all that hoopla, and they counteract on each other, go back and forth like ping pong in my awakeness, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And as if you cannot tell, I am manic, as per usual. So I thought, why not do some videos while medic? We are doing the next one up, which is Alastor's childhood friend. Doo-doo-doo. Which is the next part. And last part, if you have not watched, was the part where those girls beat you up, and Alastor is a somewhat famous host and all that going on. And this is the aftermath of it. I will not be doing what Alastor did to them because YouTube guidelines. So, anyways, let's get on to business. Disclaimer: Alastor is not Yandere canon. This is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Simping for fictional characters and fictional Yanderes is fine, just do not be illegal or gross about it. You know who you are, you dirty freaky biscuit. And all that good stuff. Now, Yanderes are not ideal partners to have in real life. Separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. And thank you. And disclaimer number 2, Alastor is asexual in canon. I know I said arrow ace before, but it has been confirmed fully that he is asexual only and not aromantic because Viv wanted to have some fun with his romantic stuff, at least for the community, so the community did not feel gatekeepy to Alastor's romantic stuff, so he can be romantically attracted. So anything with the romantic attracted stuff I did is basically, what is it called? Yeeted out of the thing and was rewritten, whatever you call that. Anyways, let's do this. Yes. Oh, and disclaimer: Alastor is a bad person in canon because he is a serial unaliver and also someone who eats other people. So we do not condone that in real life, but we do support fictional characters having fun with other fictional characters. So let's do this. You woke up and you were feeling a little bit better. Alastor had tucked you into bed, and you had some painkillers a couple of hours ago before you took a nap. You woke up to find Alastor down in his cellar, butchering some meat from a hut. You did not bother him because you did not want to bother him in general. You went about your business, making some breakfast for you and Alastor, even though your face was starting to hurt a bit. You will take some painkillers soon to deal with that. You split the breakfast, which was a more savory and meaty breakfast, as Alastor for salty, seasoned, and meaty foods compared to other stuff. You always wondered why Alastor's meat was so unique. You hear Alastor come in and you smile at him. Morning, Alastor, you tell him, smiling through the pain. He winces as he sees your face and walks over, gently taking it and kissing it gently. I'm sorry I was not able to protect you, he says softly and looks at you. It's okay, it's not that big of a deal. It's not as bad as it. He pokes your cheek under your eye slightly and you wince, pulling away. Just as I thought, it is just as bad as it looks, he says, looking down at you. Alastor, I'm fine, you tell him and kiss his cheek. Now let's have breakfast before it gets cold. And then you're going to have to clean the deer blood off your hands before you have breakfast, though. He looked at his hands. There was a little bit of blood, but it was not the blood of a deer. It was the blood of those girls that did that to you. He had taken you and had given you a little bit of a sleeping medication to help you rest while he dealt with the girls that did that to you. He did not care who they were or what they were. He made sure that they suffered for what they did to you. You start to eat breakfast. He washes his hands off and then makes sure that he will bleach and burn any clothes that had evidence on them. He had a change of clothes out of the basement. That he did. So what is your plan for today, you ask him, smiling at him. Well, we are running reruns at the studio for the thing right now, and I was wondering if you wanted to go on a date with me. You guys have gone on many dates since you've gotten together, and you have been very much a couple in this whole time. You smile. It's been a while since you got on a date, though, about a couple of months, and you both were so busy with your stuff that you forgot about it. That sounds great, but what about your hand gently goes to your face, tenderly touching it? You wondered if Alistair wanted to be seen with you when you looked all battered. I do not mind if you look like that. I'm just worried if anyone thinks, well, if I did that to you, he said. They would expect that the man of color would have done that to you, someone who is more white passing. You nod your head. I understand, Alistair, but it'll be okay. You take his hand gently and kiss it. We can have a picnic on the boat. Alistair still had his boat, but he had upgraded to a larger boat as well, and you guys could have a picnic on the bayou, and that would be romantic enough for you. He smiles and nods. I'll get started on lunch then, he says, and went to get some of the food, things he would need for the food, and you cleaned up the dishes so everything would be right for him to cook. You guys were a good team, and that was all that mattered. You may not live together full time, but you were brought over to Alistair's home to be comforted by him, and that was fine. Alistair, I'm going to go say hi to my mama and papa, you tell him. I'll be back before lunch is ready. You tell him, and he nods his head. Be back soon, then, sugar, he says. And you smile at him, and he smiles back. You left the home and made your way down to your home, which was about a mile away, but you were a quick walker. You made it home and walked in to your papa on the phone. Hello, Pop. He puts his finger up to you and you nod your head. Go to see your mama who's in the kitchen. Hello, Mama. Hey, sugar. Where were you and Alistair last night? Me and Alistair? What do you mean? Well, we've been getting phone calls about some girls that used to be in your class. They didn't come home last night. You tense horribly at that. What do you mean they didn't come home? I, they just didn't come home, sugar, she says, and gently pats your head. And what happened to your face? Did you get hurt? Did you fall? No, I got beat up by those girls, you tell her. She gasps. Oh my lord, she says, and gently takes your face in her hands. Father's name? Father's name? She calls, and he comes in after hanging up the phone. Yes, those girls beat up our little girl, she says, and he looks at her, grabbing her chin to examine the wounds. Do you know what happened to them? No, I was beat up by them, and then Alistair took care of me and brought me home. He was with me all night. He nodded his head. Alistair is a good boy. He's always taken care of you. I doubt that he had anything to do with them, but the police might want to talk to him if they figure out that they did that too. They might want to talk to you as well. You nod your head. Of course, I'll go down to the station tomorrow, you tell him, and he nods his head. Good girl. Now you go back to Alistair. I bet he has a nice date for you planned. You nodded. He is taking me on a picnic on his boat. Such a sweet boy, your mama says, and they sent you off with some lovely cakes as well, since they know you like sweets, but Alistair was not big on them. You could not get it out of your mind. What happened to those girls? I mean, you were asleep, but Alistair was with you all night, right? There was no way he could have gone out, right? Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and I'm adding the little seeds of doubt, but it's not seeds of doubt yet. They will be explained away easily, and no one's going to connect Alistair to this disclaimer. He's not going to be caught for this one. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this, and if you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it. And yes, Patreon outro. Patreon outro. Thank you, Gav, for being my first patron and current patron right now. Thank you, Gav. I appreciate you. You're wonderful, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Thank you, Gav, and thank you, Wicked Brody, if you are there. If not, that is fine. And I hope that you all enjoyed this and stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro with a baseball bat. Welcome to the secret outro, and the secret outro question of the day is: if you were in this situation, would you have doubted Alistair? Or you would have think that he was with you all night? I probably would have believed that he was with me all night, because there would be no doubt in my mind, most likely. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. It's Stay Sexy, always sexy muffins. Bye bye.